Welcome to my platform. This is another series in the prophetic, and this one is about prophetic codes. I'm going to be touching 5 prophetic codes that can be used to achieve forensic prophecy, and those ones that don't really guarantee forensic prophecy but are pointers or indicators of forensic prophecy. There is a way we use prophetic codes in order to get prophecies at pinpoint level, picking details like address and names and locations and dates of events and date of birth and the rest of other intrinsic details like ID, numbers and bank accounts and number of siblings and one's position among the siblings in the family and a host of others. Prophecy is beautiful. Prophecy is one of the things that God uses, or platforms that God uses to reach out to his people, to prepare them to love him, since that's the center of the message. Love the Lord thy God with all your soul, with all thy might, with all your strength. Prophecy, when it comes through genuine prophets, position people to love the Lord. And so it's an opportunity for somebody to come into an in-depth relationship with God. Let's try to touch some of these prophetic codes that can help you achieve forensic prophecy. Then I'll, in the process, touch 1 or 2 prophetic codes that don't guarantee forensic prophecy. Because as a beginner in the prophetic, or somebody who is just coming in, or somebody who is not here the professional, you may not know that not all prophetic codes guarantee forensic prophecy. We can prophesy with all prophetic codes, but not all prophetic codes give us the guarantee of prophesying at a pinpoint level and coming back with 100% accuracy all the time. Let me start with the prophetic code of navigation. It's referred to as the prophetic code of translation by the major prophet, Shepherd Bushiri, who is the originator of most of the prophetic codes. The prophetic code of navigation enables prophets and seers alike to travel in the realm of the spirits. Like you travel in chariots, you travel alone, or you disappear and appear in a place in the realm of the spirit. Physically, that's a whole body, or your spirit man travels to track prophecies and access prophetic scenes. This prophetic code doesn't in itself provide you with the ability to see. These prophetic codes only aid you to transport spiritually to a place where you now have the opportunity of engaging other prophetic codes right there. So this prophetic code in itself doesn't guarantee forensic prophecy because it's not a seer provider kind of opportunity. Prophetic code, it only enables you to be able to navigate in the realm of the spirit from place to place. The prophetic code I want to pick here for consideration is the prophetic code of guessing. That's my second prophetic code for discussion here. The prophetic code of guessing is one of these prophetic code that promises you 100% accuracy of prophecy all the time, particularly if you have been activated and have been installed in the prophetic office. I mean, when your prophetic senses are already active. Anybody can come into the prophetic faculty. Is a called prophet, a chosen prophet, be trained over time to be able to engage these prophetic codes with accuracy and in a professional depth. But I want to establish here that, for instance, touching these prophetic codes and talking about those of them that can allow you to gain or do prophecy with 100% accuracy, and those that will never allow you do prophecies with 100% accuracy, it's not really taught. You go through books and read about prophetic codes, you watch videos and study about them, but you may not be told that some prophetic codes don't give you that access. For the prophetic code of guessing, it's for seers. Only seers can guess and prophesy. So if you're not already a seer, or you have not been called as a seer, there's a chance that you may never be able to prophesy accurately, engaging the prophetic code of gazing. So you can see that some prophetic codes cannot be engaged by some prophets. Some prophets only hear predominantly or feel or perceive and all of that. This one is for seers, and they use it to get 100% accurate prophecy, much like the prophetic code of the shadow, the prophetic code of prophetic questions. We move from here to the prophetic code of prophetic questions. It's mysterious. This prophetic code, third of which I want to talk about here, also promises 100% accurate prophecy. This one allows you to be able to both see, hear, perceive, feel, and all of that in the realm of the spirit. But you must know the functional principles guiding the engagement of the said prophetic codes. And then you're good to go engaging the prophetic code of prophetic questions. I've had occasions in which I just ask a question and it just unlocks and we're moving there. Talking about gazing recently, I was prophesying in church just this Sunday, and I looked at this lady. She'd got a necklace that had something like a ring here. When I looked at the ring, I saw a ring, another ring here. And I looked at her, I said, there's a ring here. It hurts you in the head. And she confirmed it to be true. Looking at her, while I was looking at that ring-like necklace design on her chest, I saw how that she was maxed spiritually, and it was causing her pain. She said she'd been emaciating because of that. It'd been all of those. So very easy to engage the prophetic code of gazing for professionals, and then that of prophetic questions. There are occasions in which gazing may not crack the prophetic realm, and that's when we switch to engaging the prophetic code of prophetic questions. Let's move to another prophetic code, and it will be the prophetic code of touch. I have read Shepherd Bushiri talking about the prophetic code of touch. For me, I have a different concept when it comes to the reference to the prophetic code of touch, because the prophetic code of touch is basically a function of a prophetic sense and not that of a prophetic code. So it shouldn't be called or categorized as a prophetic code. We had occasions in the Bible when touch sense was engaged and the prophetic was achieved. For instance, Daniel had an occasion in which he was fasting, and the angel Gabriel showed up swiftly, and the men began to tremble, and the angel of the Lord reached forth and touched him. It became a tangible encounter that Daniel could bank on. He knew he'd encountered an angel of the Lord. And when the angel touched him, strength got into his knees, and the man was able to stand straight and listen to the message that the angel of the Lord had to deliver. Well, that's a function of a prophetic sense, and I don't refer to it as a code, as a person, because I can engage the prophetic sense of touch in several other prophetic codes, including the prophetic code of proximity, the prophetic code of emotions, the prophetic code of positioning, that's prophetic positioning, and lots more other prophetic codes, including the prophetic code of imagination. For instance, I'm trying to engage the prophetic code of imagination. I'm trying to engage the prophetic code of evaluation and the prophetic code of prophetic distortion. I can engage, my prophetic sense of touch at one point or the other to pick my prophecy with some sort of clarity. But here, it is picked by a sense of touch, physical, converted in the realm of a spirit, prophetically, and it comes in form of perception. That's with a different prophetic sense now to interpret it, not the touch interprets it this time. So I perceive what I felt when I touch you. So I can touch you and feel cancer inside your body. You get that? So the feeling is a function of a different prophetic sense. That's why it's important to be conversant with the function of each of the individual prophetic senses. Here, the prophetic sense or code of touch rather doesn't guarantee prophetic accuracy. That's 100% prophetic accuracy. Hence, it's not a prophetic code that allows us to or guarantees forensic prophecy all the time. I mean, the prophetic code of touch it's a blunt prophetic code that picks information. That's true. But to become forensic with the information picked while engaging the prophetic code of touch, I need to employ or engage the use of other prophetic codes like shadow, like prophetic sea, like proximity, and a host of others. These ones guarantee 100% prophetic accuracy. So you may have known the prophetic codes all this while, but you may not know that sometime it is the prophetic code you engage that deters you from accessing or achieving forensic prophecy. That's the goal of this video. So there are certain prophetic codes that you pick and they guarantee 100% prophetic accuracy. I want to make reference to the last prophetic code, and of course I have to pick my own prophetic code that I discovered. That's the prophetic code of the prophetic seed, in which I discovered that in coming close to people, not just coming by them to have your shadow come over them so you can prophesy, no, and not just by coming close to them so you engage the prophetic code of proximity or prophetic code of prophetic positioning, no. In this case, I have to come so close to the point that I disturb the thin film of the immediate air layer around you. Then I interrupt that, the flow of that air packet around it. In the process, I access your prophetic particulars. This happens because that immediate air layer around you is saturated with your prophetic details. And the moment I come that close, the air layer around your body makes contact with the hair of my body or my clothes. And in fact, the dendrites, nerve endings in my body becomes excited and transmits the information to my mind. And eventually it's picked up by the spirit for interpretation. In the process, other prophetic senses have been engaged to enable me excite that of touch, which was excited by the air mass, a film around your body. I've discovered that there are occasions where I couldn't get as deep with the prophetic code of shadow or proximity or positioning or prophetic question and the likes, and I had to engage in the prophetic code of the prophetic sea. So I see the air mass around your body as a prophetic sea, and it is entrapped or have in it embedded prophetic information. And there are principles guiding that I'm going to go into that we can touch in this video. This is it about prophetic codes that can help you achieve forensic prophecy, and those that are not particularly designated to help you achieve forensic prophecy. To add a sixth prophetic code, a prophetic code like the prophetic code of nature can sometimes give you forensic prophecy. That's true, but they don't necessarily promise 100% accurate prophecy. They give you the signals, they serve you as indicators. Then you engage a different prophetic code now to confirm what was signaled by the prophetic code of nature. Let's say God is saying something through nature, which could be through circumstance, which could be through act of nature in itself. When this is exposed to you or presented to you, the next thing that you can do is to pick another prophetic code for engagement. The thing is that the prophetic codes are real and good and help us to achieve the prophetic with ease, any day, anytime. And I trust that this video finds you well and changes your life prophetically. I declare that your life be enhanced to do the prophetic like a mafia in Jesus' mighty name. You want to go deep in your understanding of the individual prophetic codes and the depths of how they are engaged, sign up for my course, diploma course in forensic prophecy, where I take you through the professional approach to over 46 prophetic codes, to about 60 of them, making professional reference to them through the course, apart from the other intrinsic details, a thought I teach in the course for CS. God bless you.